We're going to be talking about that pesky algorithm. Sometimes you kind of want to strangle the algorithm. if it was a thing you could strangle.
Oh my gosh, if it was a thing.
Actually, the algorithm sometimes strangles us.
We're gonna bring you into the loop about the newest Facebook algorithm updates and how you can now play with those, even though things are changing, right? And stuff is always going to evolve, but I want you to know that when you show up to the marketplace in a fresh way, this is what makes you stand out. John and Nadya Melton here. We've been inside this profession of network marketing for over 17 years. It's crazy to say out loud. And we've been marketing online now for over 6 years. And I'm telling you, we've seen so much change and upgrading and evolvement that for those of us that maybe sometimes feel anxiety about the unknown factor, I gotta tell you, you gotta change your mindset around it, because everything is going to continue to change. And as entrepreneurs, our job is to think outside the box. Our job is to walk into a new situation and say, hey, how would I approach it now with my, experience? And sometimes the best thing you can do is think so big. When we begin to think so much bigger, right? Even with this whole social media thing, that we start to go, wow, how would I do it authentic to me? How can I play with all these different modalities?
That's right.
The most important thing that I want you to know is, number one, you gotta have fun with it. Number two, you gotta take a look at your marketing strategy, as yes, there's going to be, 1, 2, 3s and ABCs and best, policies or best ways to go about doing stuff. But what makes your strategy yours is that you bring your own spin to it. So it's a science and an art. You gotta play with it. You gotta have fun with it. Don't be afraid to experiment. And then you're going to layer into your strategy this Facebook algorithm updates, so that way you are increasing your chances for visibility. Let's talk about how often should you post.
And this is interesting because there's different opinions out there. Like Nadya says,
everything is an experiment.
You have to experiment. You have to test things out to see what works best for you. Personally, I believe 1 to 2 times a day. I don't believe in the old philosophy of 3 to 5 times a day. I think a lot of us can probably admit that that's an ineffective way to post on social, on your newsfeed, on your wall. Now, on your Insta story, Facebook story, totally different, right? You should be posting throughout the day because it's only showing what's happening within 24 hours. My mindset is I'm gonna post something valuable once a day. Now, it could be a video, it could be a lifestyle post, right? Like me and the kids and Nadya out for ice cream or dinner or whatever. It could be a value-based post where I'm teaching a lesson, a quote of mine. Could you post 3 times in a day? That's your choice.
It's your world, we live in it.
You play with it. There's no right or wrong. However, definitely don't post 1 to 2 times per day in a promotional way, right? Where you're trying to sell something twice a day, 3 times a day. You're trying to push a promotion, push a product. That would be absolutely ineffective. Play with it.
Yes.
See what works best for you. But things have changed. You might post something today and it doesn't show up in other people's news feeds for 2 or 3 days.
You want to save your most premium content for your newsfeed. So think evergreen, aka stuff that's not time sensitive, right? Because sometimes it takes 48 to 72 hours for your people to see your posts. So what I would think about is, okay, how can I put my best stuff on my newsfeed? And then the rest of the stuff you can play with inside your stories. And remember, there's different platforms for different function. And what's really awesome about stories, right, is that you can build the deeper relationship with your people. You can also see who is watching you, so you can be really strategic with who you are connecting with. We want to avoid at all cost sharing links in the description, like in the copy of your post.
So when you do a Facebook post, if you're like, hey, check out my product, super excited about it, special discount, here's the link, that is just not a good idea.
Right.
And it's funny because remember 6 months ago we were talking about this and I was like, Nadya, everybody knows that. It's not true. Because when you do it, it never ends up in anybody's newsfeed. Facebook doesn't want people leaving their platform. So if you post a YouTube link in the description, a webinar registration link,
even a Facebook group,
your website, a Facebook group, or a Facebook live link, like you share a link to something else, it will not get the same engagement, interaction, exposure, and attention that a post will get that is native to your profile.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
so never post a link. You can put it down in the comments. That's not a bad thing to do. That's not a bad thing. Now, I still think you want to wait till you get a little bit of engagement first. Don't do it right away.
We want to avoid what we call fishing for engagement. And we now know that Facebook is monitoring live videos as well. When you go out and you do a CTC, a call to comment, and if your call to comment is, hey, share this video or like this video, like it's a fishing, like imagine you're gonna go fishing, right? And you just are throwing those rods out there, but you're really blunt about it, then we know that Facebook is going to limit your reach on those videos. So what we do wanna think about, maybe before you go live, or if you're looking for some kind of, action step for people, we want to think creatively about that. So how can we be creative about getting people to engage with us? But the goal, you guys, meaningful conversations. That's what Facebook wants. That's the people they want to push forward in the videos as well. Now they're saying if your video has longer comments, somehow you are talking about a topic and your CTC, your call to comment, is something where they get a couple sentences typing in there, it's going to actually give you higher rating, like as far as, the score, if there was a score, right? Than somebody that's just dropping yes, 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 yes. So avoiding phrases like comment below, share this video, tag 2 friends, but it's okay to say smash that heart button. Hey, if you're getting value in this video, you guys smash the heart button or share the love. This is what we do for Share the Love contest, right? So maybe come up with your own fun, unique way to get the message out there, but without saying those trigger words, right? Trigger words to stay away from. Ask questions and create authentic conversations. Just be a human. Whatever you find entertaining or whatever you talk to your girlfriends about or your friends about, just play with it.
Something you're actually interested in, something that other people are interested in. And you might say, well, how do I know what people are interested in? You play with it. And then when people respond, you go, I'm going to use that one again next time, maybe 6 months from now, 12 months from now. So you can save your most effective posts and use them at a later date.
The ultimate algorithm hack is just have genuine conversations. Just engage in that piece is going to be the secret to success. And the way that you're able to spin it, just bring your personality, be authentic. When you're boldly you, that never goes out of style. Showing your post takes time. So please don't get discouraged if you post something and it's not getting all of this engagement like it used to. They continue to mess with the timeline, right?
Yeah.
So you want to give it 48-72 hours. Now, if within a couple of days there's not much activity, instead of being frustrated, I want to challenge you to become fascinated. I want you to go back to that post and just take a peek. If you saw that post on somebody else's timeline, would you say something? Would you engage with that post? And if the answer is no, it's probably a good mental note to go, ooh, like that doesn't work. Or maybe the modality should be a little bit different. Maybe instead of posting, a picture, maybe you just do text. right? Maybe you play with that conversation with the live video. So you just gotta approach it from different angles. I cannot even emphasize the value, you guys, of repurposing, okay? Of repurposing. So it's gonna take time. So what you wanna do is focus on posting content that's evergreen, that whether somebody sees your post today or 72 hours from that point, it's still a good post. Here's another beautiful tip for you is before you post anything, maybe before you go live, before you do your post for the day, take 5-15 minutes and go and engage with some people. And you can do it a couple different ways. You can just go into your Facebook lists if you have those, or you can just go inside your messenger and you click on the option to see who is live right now and just make it a practice that you reach out to 5 people that you haven't talked to in a while. Just pop in, say hello, because have you noticed how you haven't talked to somebody in whatever, forever, you know what I mean? And maybe it's their birthday and you send them an audio and then you guys go back and forth. Maybe you go to their timeline, you check it out, you drop a couple of meaningful comments, and then all of a sudden, next time you go to your news feed, you now see them in your news feed. And you go, dude, what happened, right? Because your newsfeed is like a dog. You train it, right? Some of us, we train it by default without recognizing that there's a pattern. So Facebook is going to show in front of you the stuff that you engage with. So, my friends, let's be proactive about it.
You could actually post at the same time every day. Maybe you do a live video every day at 11. Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
But this is another way that you can kind of set a schedule for not just yourself to hold yourself accountable, but for your audience.
Another one to play with is you can space out your comments. Okay, let's say you did the warm up of the algorithm, 5 to 10 minutes, then you post, and then it's really, really important, you guys, for the algorithm to start to see that there's activity below your post.
Right.
And if you have 1 or 2 people instantly jump in and say a little something about your post, the only logical thing to do is jump right in there and start conversations below your posts. The more activity that you got below the post, the more the algorithm goes, okay, this is like a good piece of content. Let's show it to more and more and more people. And it starts that snowball effect. This is especially true on Instagram. For those of us that are leveraging that platform, when you post, consistency is going to be key, but also be engaging with people as soon as those comments come in. Create longer videos. Now let us know in the comments below, are you using videos now? How often do you post? Are you doing pre-recorded videos? Are you showing up in just stories with video? Are you doing live video? Because right now, at the moment we're recording this video, 10 minutes is sort of like the ultimate length that they want us to go ahead and play with when we show up to do a live. Now, the longer you're live, assuming your content is good, right? I never want you to stretch out 2 minutes worth of conversation into 10 minutes just because that's what the algorithm says at the moment. Quality is always going to win. Right? So let's focus on quality, and sometimes the shorter the better. Your videos should be as long as they need to be, but as short as possible, because our attention is just spread everywhere. People are going to stop to check you out, but they're gonna continue coming back if they find value every time. So focus on value, focus on your energy when you show up, and play with longer format video, and also play with either landscape or horizontal too. You know, if somebody is on their cell phone and they're scrolling and you're coming in portrait mode, as you probably can think in your head, it's going to take more space on their phone. So chances of them stopping versus like quickly rolling by is higher than if your phone is this way.
Just rambling about nothing or talking about your life, how does that help the viewer? How does that help the random person, the random friend that just happens to come across your profile or your video? It probably doesn't at all, right? If you're just rambling on about nothing, you're just showing them something or talking about, right? Like, think to yourself before you go live, like, what could I share with the viewer, the person that is watching this, that can make an impact in their life, in their relationships, in their business, in their marketing, in their leadership, in their parenting, in their day-to-day. Maybe I could help them with staying positive. Maybe I could help them with working on their habits. Maybe I could help them with cooking tips. Like, what can you help another human with? Because sometimes people get too hung up on, like, what's my brand? What am I gonna become an expert at? How can I show up as an authority? And I think those things matter down the road after you've tested out what you enjoy talking about and what your audience enjoys hearing from you about. Now it's interesting too, because sometimes people are focused on how they can generate leads for their business and think about how they can sell their product instead of focusing on how they can solve a problem and how they can make an impact. If I'm putting out content every day that helps humans, doesn't matter what kind of human, right? It's just I'm somehow impacting people in a positive way, and they're saying thank you. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your inspiration. Thank you for your tips. Thank you for your content. Thank you for the value. I know I'm headed down the right path, and then I can kind of figure out what I want my brand to be based on what I enjoy talking about and the feedback I'm getting from the audience. How can the person watching learn something or get some motivation or inspiration from you? And sometimes it's just having fun and just, showing up on a consistent basis with something that can help the person make a difference in their life. And who knows, man, that might, you might pay it forward, and now they're sharing your story, sharing your insights with their audience and the people that they're connected with. But here's the bottom line. It's your business. It's your social media accounts. Don't overwhelm yourself with feeling like you need to fit in or do it how all the experts are teaching you. We're just telling you the overall rule of thumb for algorithm. But look, algorithm schmalgorithm. It doesn't matter if you're connecting with people in the back end and you're having conversations. You're a professional conversation starter. If you're an online marketer, an online entrepreneur, you're selling something on the interwebs, you're a network marketer, you're in direct sales, you need to have conversations with people every day. You need to prospect people every day for your business, for your products.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. If you love this video and you're not yet subscribed to the channel that you're watching this on, we want to encourage you to do so. Because every single week, we strive to bring you the best tools and tips and strategies to help you take your business, your marketing, and your lifestyle to that next level. Yay! See you soon. Bye. Go crush it.